All right, I will call October 18th call meeting of the Industrial Building Authority to order. And I would ask that Mr. Carmichael, if you would return an invocation for us.
Yes, sir. Let's all pray together. Heavenly Father, we just thank you for many blessings of life. We thank that we can be together today and consider improvements to this your county, this your state, and just thank you for your presence in our lives. Thank you for the air that we breathe and the beautiful October sky. Just give us your wisdom and discernment, and thank you for your grace. In Christ's name, amen.
Amen.
All right, first order of business will be the approval of the minutes from the August 31st, 2017 meeting. You should have the minutes here, and they were sent out to you the other day. So is there any additions, changes, or deletions to the minutes? If none, I will entertain a motion to approve.
I make a motion to approve.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. Next will be the financial report. And I don't know if you,
Yeah, he's not quite ready.
still, we
We'll
will
have one in November. We approved the budget, as you know.
Right.
We approved the minutes from the end of August. So he's got everything pretty much categorized and in play and ready to roll. And promises of our first new
report.
full financial statement for our meeting in November.
It's been a slog to go through and categorize and put the things where they should be and kind of realign that financial statement where it made not perfect sense, but it was a little clearer. And I think we're going to be.
I just refuse to go on without.
Without it. Wait, we'll stop.
Well, he was almost ready for this, and when we moved the date back,
Right.
and he said, "I'd love to just,
Understood.
if I can promise you one in November." We said that would be great.
Yep, that'll be fine.
So moving on, if we do not have a financial statement to go through this month, I would entertain a motion to we adjourn into executive session to discuss litigation, real estate, and personnel.
The motion that we go into executive session to discuss litigation, real estate, and personnel.
Have a motion?
A second.
And a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We can be back. Motion to return to regular session.
Motion return to regular session.
Motion, your second.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, we're back in regular session. And report that no action was taken. Now, under new business, do you have anything open besides what I have on new business here? Do we have a motion?
Under new business?
Yeah.
I was just looking at this that we discussed. I'm sorry, Heather.
I want to authorize the chairman to sign all documents related to the closing and the sale of the property located at the corner of Bill Carew Parkway and Nebo Road. We need to authorize me to sign the paperwork to do that.
I'll make a motion authorizing the chairman to sign all documents relating to the closing and the sale of property located at the corner of Bill Carew Parkway and Nebo Road.
Have a motion
Second.
and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Entertain a motion to authorize the chairman to sign a letter of engagement with Mullen Jenkins LLC for a 3-year auditing contract in the amount of $16,500 for the first year, $17,000 for the second year, $17,500 for the third year, and $8,000 per grant or single audit.
Okay, I'll make a motion for the chairman to sign the letter of engagement with Malden and Jenkins, the 3-year contract with the said, on the agenda, the said prices per year, and the $8,000 per grant for single audits.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussions? If none, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, is it, a question, is it allowable for the public to know what the Bill Caruth Nebo Road property will be used for, or the sale price, or is that?
Yeah, I think, I mean, it's, we're down to closing. It's been, it has been, or is being purchased by an individual to open up a convenience store. That's what it's decided to go there, convenience store, gas station type. Any reason to keep that in the dark any longer? We're down to the closing of that property.
And the price?
Off the top of my head, it's in the 475 category out there. Some reason I say that is that we gave some value back for some field dirt because they had to fill the site, and then we're going to participate in the sewer connection because there is some property left over, approximately 8 acres, out of which I think about 5 are developable, and we're going to share the cost of the sewer T so that it really enhances that leftover 5 acres. We have sewer on that 5 acres now. If we didn't do that, and the cost is going to be around $70,000 to do that, then, and we sold that acreage later, then it could cost 3 or 4 times that to go back and dig up their parking lot and put that. So it's a good investment for us to invest in putting that, sharing in that T, in that connection. All right, next order of new business is the Greater West Georgia Joint Development appointments. We need 2 names to be submitted to the BOC for approval to serve on that board. So I think have we talked about this before?
Not in the meeting.
Not in the meeting?
Yeah.
We've been back and forth, and we need to submit those 2 names. I have volunteered to do that. I know it's difficult for the elected officials to take on any more meetings and responsibilities to go somewhere and be somewhere. Once a quarter? Once a quarter.
Could you attend as well?
Robert does.
So I do it too.
Robert
You do
does.
it too.
And
Okay,
we
so
need
somebody other than-
2 other people besides Robert.
And I'm interested in that as well. That's
So,
Okay.
so I think the consensus is that Stacy and I are the nominees, so to speak. So we will need to vote on that, and then that will be passed to the BOC, and they will vote.
Yeah, it's, if I may, Mr. Chairman, it's created as a statutory authority. It's created through the commissioners in each of the counties. So we're just submitting 2 names for the commissioners to take a vote in their open session of the commission meeting, since they created the joint development authority with the other 6 counties. So they will, are responsible for submitting or nominating or electing those 2 people to serve on that authority, the way it works.
So this time I make a motion to appoint Stacy Hamby and Robert Kraus to serve on the Greater West Georgia Joint Development Authority.
Have a motion?
Got a second?
Have a second? Any further discussion?
I would recommend you want to put that on the agenda for next Tuesday Board Commissioners meeting.
Okay.
We'd be happy to, there's no rush. The next quarterly meeting won't be until January. But,
Okay.
I mean, we'd like to go ahead and get it accomplished and get you guys in the hopper to start serving. That'd be great.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, it carries.
And this is going, I guess, fall under new business. I'd like to authorize the airport authority to flush the water tank and proceed with inspections at their cost.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? I will discuss that just a little bit. The water tank needs to be due for its annual inspection. The airport authority has, we've talked about covering the cost of that inspection is around $1,000 to have the tank inspected and the lines flushed. And the airport authority has agreed to take that cost. I'm pretty sure that cost is probably recoverable through some grant operation. So we're pretty confident that they'll take care of that, and we will allow the water tank to continue to be used by the airport for the fire suppression in the hangar. So
Because at this time, we're going to retain ownership of the water.
there was a problem. They went to do the annual inspection, and when they turned the pump on, I guess it's common knowledge, it burnt the impeller out of the pump because it was full of rocks and gravel and stuff. So they're going to have to repair that, but they do need to get the tank inspection, and it is an annual inspection. It's one of those things that's fallen through the crack and it hasn't been done, and we need to get that done. They're going to take it up this fall and be sure it's done and stuff. So I have a motion. Did I get a second? A motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Carried. Reports and updates. Stacy, what's going on at the chamber?
Well, we're going to have our last big event of the year on November 17th, and we're excited because it definitely has a community outreach and is in partnership with the Board of Commissioners. We thank you for the opportunity. We're doing Christmas in the Courtyard, which will be at the Watson Complex on November 17th. We'll have a grand window lighting. We're currently in the process of selling windows for the purpose of giving back to a nonprofit upon a window being selected as the grand winner. Those windows will be decorated and lit the evening of the 17th and stay lit through Christmas. We also will have a courtyard celebration featuring Santa Claus, tons of children's activities and some local businesses set up there. So we've got a ton of information on that if anybody's interested. We also are working hard to plan our 2018 calendar. You'll see a definite shift and change for the Chamber's focus to be on more business education, some leadership, as well as just a strong buy local focus. That'll be ready by mid-November.
What's the date of that Christmas event?
November 17th, it's a Friday evening.
That's the start though. When's the kids coming in on it?
That'll be that evening, but it'll be just one big grand event. The windows will stay lit, and then at the December Georgia Power Luncheon, we'll announce the one who has the most votes. And then the window that wins the most votes will pick a local nonprofit to donate all the proceeds to.
It's like $30,000.
It'll be $3,000 if we sell. We're looking at selling hopefully around 30 windows at $100 a window.
Are you having pretty good success so far selling?
We do. We have tons of
Great.
interest and several signed up and committed.
Good. But it starts fairly early, doesn't it? Like 4 or 10?
I believe it starts at 5 o'clock in the
It's at
evening,
5,
and
okay.
then the window lighting itself will be at 7:45,
Yeah.
I believe.
Okay.
Wasn't that Jody Martin's idea?
It absolutely was Jody Martin.
That is a good idea.
Very good idea.
Yeah.
All right, Robert, other Robert.
Yeah, wow, I don't even know where to begin.
I know.
There's all this stuff that's going on. We've been extremely busy. Again, delighted to have Jody on board to help do a lot of things that we've got underway. Continue to meet with some of our partners. We were down at the state earlier this week. I'll be attending the ICSC conference in Atlanta within the next hour. As soon as we leave here, I'm heading there. Continue to work with our local companies, everybody from local existing companies to the school district, other folks that are out and about in the community. We've got a new TV show that's moving into the studio for the next 3 months. That's underway as we're moving in. As you know, we work with Peachtree Protective Covers for quite a while, trying to get them to help with their space needs. They are going to be relocating to a nearby community, but we've got somebody that's moving in their facility as soon as they vacate it. So no net loss of the company. We've got another company moving from another county nearby moving in. So as one moves out, another one's moving in. So silver lining to that, if you will, to that cloud. Had a great legislative day yesterday, thanks to the chamber. Met with all the local elected officials, or the officials at the state level from the local districts, and had a great meeting, brought them up to speed with economic development and a lot of things we're doing there. As far as new things that are happening, JLG is building a service center in Hiram at the Hiram Industrial Park, and Interrolls expansion, as you may have seen in the newspaper, is underway. They are beginning to try to go vertical. There, the pads and things are finished, so a lot of that activity going on. And then just, and we've got the economic development entity sort of under one roof. We're really making some traction with meeting with folks that are helping us plot directions in a way to sort of catch up with our economic development needs, if you will, in Paulding County. So exciting time, and just a tremendous amount going on, right, Judy? So,
And did you say J&G?
JLG.
JLG. no,
They make the
okay.
lifts that
Oh.
you see there, kind of you can see them out along the road, yeah.
Oh, okay,
So there are lifts and lifts like that, that tan and kind of orange color.
good,
So you see them, so, yep,
great.
excited about that. So, a lot going on.
At the corner of Rosedale and Seaboard and Home, I noticed a public notice sign. Do you know anything about that?
Rosedale and Seaboard. Which,
Right behind Home Depot?
I'm not sure the spot.
The side of the,
It's a corner lot there on Road, you know, you can turn right.
I know the area, but I'm not sure what it would, you pertain to right
I don't know
there.
either. I rode by, but it's so tiny you can't read it from the,
I'll find out.
I don't know, it's just a public notice. I didn't know.
Okay, I'll look into it.
there is a tremendous amount of interest in our county. Robert and I have met with, I don't know how many people, talked on the phone with a lot of folks. There seems to be a desire, a dire need for a 20,000 square foot building space. We've had several people that have asked for that. But we just don't have that. We just don't have one of those sitting empty to hand out, which we did. It rented 3 or 4 times in the last month.
To speak to the dire need of that, we met with an international company that wants to eventually build a new facility, and is very strongly considering Paulding County. But in the interim, they're gonna have to be somewhere else, because we don't have any space to put them. So they're leasing a building somewhere else in another county, which gives us not the best position to be on moving forward, because we can't,
We should have temporary space to stick them
if they're
there.
located in County X, continue to visit with them and tell them how great we are, and please leave County X, but we'll do our best at that.
You know, we're losing a lot of people because we do not have spaces
Right, that's-
available.
As far as being busy, we're continuing to meet with potential landowners or landowners and things, look at new possibilities. We are woefully behind the curve as far as
Yeah,
space,
we
existing
are.
buildings and land.
We've been losing them for quite a while.
Yep,
so.
significantly. But this international company, if we'd had the right building, it would have been a no-brainer. They
Yeah.
moved in immediately.
That's a shame.
And we've had 2 of those in the last 60 days. So, we're, like I said, we're working towards
Fixing that.
fixing that. It is a challenge, but we are working towards that. I'm excited because of the response that we've gotten from the other agencies within the state. The Metro Chamber came out and visited us. That's a first, I think. We sat down with them. We were at the state a couple months ago, we sat down with them there, had a really good meeting. We were back there yesterday at the Georgia Experience, just to tour that facility, which is, if you get a chance to go there, it's fabulous. So I'm excited. I think there's a lot of good things coming our way.
That's gonna be
Yep.
good right there.
We also are, we're doing things a little different. We're taking a proactive role in the community as far as businesses that are here and helping those businesses grow and thrive. We think that's as big a part of economic development as bringing a new company in. Retention is a huge issue. And one of the things we're doing is we are opening our office, our facility, our conference room up, our meeting spaces up to a group, the Thumb Swipe Marketing Group, and they are going to be, pretty sure this date is November the 1st. The time, we're not.
12 to 2.
12 to 2, okay, we were 12 to 2. They're coming in and hosting it's kind of like a telecommunications conference with Google. So you'll be able to come in and watch a live stream Google presentation that deals with improving your local business, your position within your market. And we're excited about, this will be the first of many of these things that we'd like to put on to help educate our community and grow the businesses that are here. We feel really strongly about that. We also feel strongly about anything that has to do with bringing dollars and jobs to our community. So there's jobs, and then there's just money to come to the community. Both of those are economic development to us, not just a job, but if you can figure out a way to bring tourism dollars in or whatever, to bring dollars into your community, that's what we're all about. So that is open to the public. If you have a small business and you'd like to attend that, if you don't, we would like for you to let us know, because they're going to feed you, so they'd like them to kind of get a head count. There's no obligation. Sign up, can't come, that's fine. But we are hosting that event. So, so now we come to public comment. I think we have 2 people signed up to speak, and we will give you 5 minutes to address the board and state your case, and we look forward to hearing from you. And Sue, you're up first.
Well, thank you. You answered a lot of my questions, or some of my questions, when you talked about the Nebo Road project, the convenience store. I was still wondering, though, if they've been given any tax incentives, or if the IBA has been behind them, backing them financially in any way, bond support, tax dollars, anything else?
Now, this is a straight land sale. The only incentive that we gave is we gave them a discount off our sale asking price for some dirt. And this TAP agreement. And I don't really call that, I mean, that's just a negotiation for the sales price, not a
Right.
long-term tax advantage agreement. They will own the property outright. We will transfer title. We have a survey that they'll own that property. And it's just a straight land sale deal.
Okay, good, thank you. I'm glad to hear they weren't given a tax incentive.
This didn't warrant that. It's
Yeah,
not
we're not going to get ahead if we keep giving them out all the time.
No.
So,
We
okay,
also
good.
didn't agree to a lot of the dirt that they requested. You know,
Yeah.
we kept it to a limit, and that's all we gave.
Okay.
They wanted more, and we said, no, we can sell somebody else. But they've agreed, and we've agreed in closing the schedule for some time already.
Okay, great, thank you.
And again, we will, out of this, we feel really good. We've put a business in, and we are improving that property for future development at a significantly lower cost to us. So we feel like, and we'll go past that on the next sale, but we won't have $20,000 or $30,000 in a sewer tap. So that's very advantageous to us.
Okay, good, thank you.
All right, thank you. Next, the next person will speak. Before I bring her up and ask her what she wants to say, I want to thank her for all of the hard work that she has done for this board over, how long have you been doing it? Forever. And for the EDO board, for that matter. Yolanda has played a huge role in getting us where we are today. We wouldn't be here in any capacity if it hadn't been for her diligence and providing the information we needed. And the one thing that she doesn't get credit for, Yolanda, bless her heart, really became the single point of contact for that film studio. If anything was needed or done about that film studio, they called Yolanda. And she has opened up dialogue and relations with the owner of that film studio now that has been just a blessing to us. I mean, it set the stage to where we could go forward. And Yolanda, we certainly appreciate everything you've done for us. And with that said, you are listed as you'd like to speak, and we would love to.
I accidentally signed, I thought you signed the sheet.
Oh! All of that thunder.
Thank you for that, I appreciate it.
Thank you for everything that you've done.
You've always, you've been willing to do anything that's thrown at
Yeah.
you, Yolanda.
And you do it wonderfully.
Yeah, Yep, she's carried a big load and we did that.
Do we have, yes, sir, you may certainly.
Y'all were talking about not having a 20,000 square foot building or a place for somebody to go. And I saw a couple of heads kind of shaking. And I'm talking to this board, but I'm really not talking to this board. In the past, in my view, the IBA hasn't always done things the way that they should do things, okay, in the past. And I know that Robert Reynolds and Robert Kraus, y'all are both working to get things taken care of. But there's quite a few of us on the Board of Commissioners that have always said we need to have some sites that are pad ready. And we've always said we need to do some things, if we can do something to have some buildings, or look into going into somebody, with somebody to have some buildings. We need to have those because that's always been an issue. But the IBA and the Airport Authority has focused on other things. So I just want, you know, I saw a couple heads shaking. I just want y'all to know that there's not a person on the commission right now that's never not thought that we need to have some sites ready, pad ready, in order to be able to take somebody out to something. We live in a county that's not flat, and we don't have a lot of those type sites out there, and so we're for that and we support that. And we do need to get some of those out there. We need to get some buildings that are, you know, that are ready for somebody to be able to move into, and make some good deals along the way to where everybody comes out a winner. So I applaud you for your efforts, and hopefully we can, in the future, we can have somebody that wants something and we can say, hey, we've got this and we've got this and we've got that. We can catch them, bring them in and keep them type deal. So I appreciate your efforts that y'all are doing, and we'll just keep moving forward.
We are definitely losing some people's businesses because we're not prepared. We need to get prepared.
And I think getting some sites ready is something that we need to focus on. And to me, that's easy. And I know Robert Reynolds and I have talked about that for a while, and so now I think y'all are in a position where you can. So hopefully that can happen.
We're moving that way, and one of the first hurdles we're trying to jump over is just inventory, what is available. We don't have a, you know, you can go to LoopNet or someplace like that and go look for a building, but we need to have that, we need to know first. We need to know, if someone comes to us, we need to have a definitive answer. We don't need to go digging and looking. We need to go to the file and say, yeah, we got one right here, or no, we don't have anything. And that's well underway also. We're working and taking steps to do that, to get that inventory going.
Here's, to really bring it down to you. That company I met with last week toured 8 buildings in one morning on this side of Atlanta, and we had exactly 0 of those. And he is under pressure to get it open and be delivering product by March. And when you're sitting where he wants to be and he has to tour 8 buildings within one morning's drive of where he wants to be, we're woefully behind.
I agree.
Todd mentioned, you know, our area is beautiful and rolling, but we are fortunate to have that Bill Caruth Parkway. If you just get on the parkway at the hospital and go all the way around back to 278. And Robert, you're one of the best, just throw out more compliments today, at whether the IBA owns it or not, you're willing to go to who does own it and see if you can strike up some interest or a deal. So I commend you on that. And, you know, right there across from the hospital, and then over at the industrial park where the New Hook ball fields are, we own some good property, and then there are other people that I'm sure don't own it to farm on it. They're going to be ready to sell it if the right buyer comes along. So yeah, I think we do have a very promising future with a lot more interest than I've seen.
Yeah, that's part of the process, is to meet with some of these property owners that don't have a for sale sign in their yard yet. And basically, you know, get in their radar, under their radar, to where they know that if they ever want to sell that property, we would be willing to help them. We may have, or if we had a buyer that was looking for property, would you be willing to sell? You may not be today, but next week, if somebody came in and offered the right money, we need that list. And that's what we're working on putting together. That's imperative. For whatever you think of the IBA and what it's been in the past, its future is going to lie in basically being a commercial real estate broker. That's the salvation of our county, is have people that you can come to, a one-stop shop, and say, I need a piece of land, I need 20 acres, what have you got? Well, we know this guy's got 20 acres, this guy's got, and we can set up those connections. Whether it runs through us at all, that to us is secondary. I mean, that's not our business, that's not what we look at. We look at, can we make that connection, and can we make this job opportunity, building opportunity, tax increase opportunity, can we make that happen? That's what we're interested in doing. I'm not interested in owning a bunch of property and having a bunch of buildings that the IBA owns and deals with. Far be it from that. We want to divest ourselves of some of that burdens we have now. But that's the direction Robert and I both, I think, have taken, and we've done a lot of groundwork in the last 60 days since he came on board to do that.
And by comparison, just to add one more point, Commissioner Collette and I were over in Augusta, ACCG Legislative Affairs, and some training last Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So you talk to a lot of people from other counties. I don't really think we should ever compare ourselves with Cobb County with 750,000 people and a $1.4 billion budget. But other counties that are more comparable, of their tax base, 45% or so comes from commercial, and in Paulding County, 25% comes from commercial. So, it just gets back in the pocketbook of the homeowner. So all these things will help to balance that out if we can be successful. So we certainly got plenty to motivate us to, as far as our citizens are concerned, to work hard on these things we've been talking about.
It's exciting, like for Peachtree Brothers to move, but somebody's just waiting for that building. How about the Ron Chris facility in Sunnyland, but that warehouse is nowhere near as big as what you need, is it? Because they're gonna be, probably selling that pretty soon. Is that all that is? Just like that? Okay.
All right, any further topics for discussion, or then I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second that.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion on adjournment? I think we'll have any. None? All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.